Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. UK makes U-turn, recognizes Ipob as terrorist group, excluded from asylum. UK makes U-turn, recognizes Ipob as terrorist group, excluded from asylum. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. The government of the United Kingdom has made a U-turn on its treatment of members of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, recognizing Nigeria's classification of the group as a terrorist organization. In a May 2022 update of its asylum policy, seen by the cable, the UK government excluded members of the group from seeking refuge in England. The cable had reported in April 2021 that the UK was planning to grant asylum to persecuted members of the separatist group as part of its refugee policy published at the time. The policy at the time was for asylum to be granted to persecuted members of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, and the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, MASAV. The UKVI, a division of the Home Office, directed its decision makers to consider if a person who actively and openly supports Ipob is likely to be at risk of arrest and detention, and ill treatment which is likely to amount to persecution. If the person can prove persecution, then the Ipob member or supporter could be granted asylum. A few days after the policy notes were published, the UK government took it down following complaint from the Nigerian government. In July 2021, an updated policy on asylum was seen by the cable, with no clear mention of Ipob, but more emphasis on Nigerians fleeing Boko Haram's onslaught. The UK said at the time that it would offer protection to women, LGBTI persons, and non-indigent who may face traditional discrimination which prevent them from being able to access effective protection. The UK government said Nigerians could be now claim asylum in the UK if they face fear of persecution and or serious harm by members of Boko Haram because of their actual or perceived opposition to the group. In its May 2022 policy update seen by the cable, UKVI referred to Ipob as a terrorist organization to be excluded from its asylum program over alleged links to violence in the southeast. Ipob is proscribed as a terrorist group by the Nigerian government and members of the group and its paramilitary wing, the Eastern Security Network, created in December 2020, have reportedly committed human rights violations in Nigeria UKVI said in its policy note. It added that Masob has been banned, but it is not a proscribed terrorist group in Nigeria. It too has reportedly been involved in violent clashes with the authority. UKVI went on to tell its decision makers that if a person has been involved with Ipob and or an affiliated group, Masob or any other Biafra group that incites or uses violence to achieve its aims, decision makers must consider whether one or more of the exclusion clauses under the Refugee Convention is applicable. Persons who commit human rights violations must not be granted asylum, the UK added. The policy brief noted that anyone excluded in this manner is also excluded from a grant of humanitarian protection. UKVI also advised that decision makers must however still consider claims on individual basis, taking into account each case's specific fact. Since the last update in July 2021, Nnamdi, leader of Ipob and a UK citizen, has been in the custody of the Nigerian government on the grounds of allegation including treason. In its 2022 New Year message, the group said the Nigerian national anthem will no longer be sung across schools in the southeast. Suspected Ipob members were also recently killed by the Nigerian army in gun battle on Olu-Osu Road in April. To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, please do drop by at the comment section and let's know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.